touch, and everybody does. And we have a pretty cool core group. We all, when we have time and we're at conventions, and we all still hang out. And if we need to catch up on the phone every now and then, yes, we do. But coaching gets crazy during the season, and I know there's a lot on your plate throughout a season, and then through recruiting, and so there's a lot of noise going on per se, but we all do a pretty good job of keeping it
Your thoughts on your two 2024 quarterbacks and your role in locking those guys up down the stretch?
Yeah, I think both of them are very talented players. Really excited to coach them both. They very smart young men, love football. Yeah, I think it's a very, very bright future for the Sooners with those guys.
How do you reflect on the 2010 Alamo Bowl, coaching at Arizona?
Against Oklahoma State, if I'm correct. Yeah, we didn't make the plays we needed to win, but it was a very talented group, and I do know this. It was a great bowl, the Alamo Bowl. They've always treated us great. Whenever I've been here, it's been a lot of fun for our players. Each and every game is a little bit different. If you're asking me 13 years ago, the ins and outs of that game, it's hard for me to remember every play. But it's been a great bowl experience for us.
And then how would you describe the relationship that you had with Nick Cole during his time at Arizona?
Yeah, good. I mean, obviously he was our starting quarterback, and was a very good player for us. Again, we had a bunch of talented players when I was there, but Nick's a great young man. He's an unbelievable football player. Obviously has done some big-time things at the next level as well. So, terrific.
I think the NCAA is allowing teams to have quarterbacks wear headsets for the bowl games this year. Are you guys doing that?
I'm not going to start that right now, for sure. No, we're not doing that.
Are you going to be sitting in the press box, or are you?
We got a good plan. We'll kind of we got us a good plan going on. Joe and I do, and our staff, and so it'll be fun to see game day.
Are you a proponent of the headsets? Was that something you'd look into?
No, we haven't used them before. To me, it's neither here nor there. I'm not saying I'm against it, but for us to use it as our first game right now, doesn't make to me.
Well, I guess I was meant for the future.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not against it.
As we try to piece together the clues of where you're going to sit, where did you sit previously when you were OC?
I've done it both. Mostly in the box.
As far as evaluating Jackson's performance Thursday night, people look at box scores and all that, but what will you be looking for just in terms of the things he'll do during the game, how he operates?
Just managing the football game. Again, he has a lot of great players around him, and understanding that he doesn't have to do it all himself, and we're in this together. Again, we have to trust and believe in the guys around us to make plays, and it's his job to manage the game and do the best he can to put the ball in playmakers' hands, and that's what we're looking for.
What did you see from him at BYU, the way he came in and made those throws late?
Absolutely. He made some huge plays down the stretch to win us a football game, and that was one of those games to where I burned his red shirt, and so during that conversation, sometimes that's not an easy conversation with a player, but with Jackson, it helps his team win right now. He's all in. He didn't blink an eye and went out there, and that's what I'm talking about. He's prepared the right way all year. This isn't the first time he's prepared to be the starter in a football game, because that's what he does. That's how he's prepared all year long, and he set himself up with success going into that game and being able to make those plays because of his preparation. And that's something I know he'll continue to do.
When we look at the offensive line and beyond this game, what do you want out of your offensive line? I know there's going to be a lot of new faces next year. Long term, what do you look for out of the offensive line?
As a leader, it all starts up front. Each and every week, it starts on both sides of the front, on the line of scrimmage where it's all at. And so Coach Beatonbow does an unbelievable job, not only recruiting but developing these young men, and the proof's in the pudding right there. The amount of success he's had with guys, playing at the next level and moving forward. So I have a lot of faith in him. Feels like family to me. We've been together in the past, coached together at 2 different stops, and we're around each other pretty much any time outside of the football season. And so one of the best coaches I've been around in my life, and I know he's always going to have those guys prepared to play. That's where it always starts, up front.
Your relationship with Bill, how much easier does that maybe make your job in terms of coming in and being a play caller?
A lot easier, but the relationship with all those guys offensively, not just Bill, but I have a lot of great relationships in that offensive staff room. So it's a great group. I'm really fired up about our staff. Really, really excited about our players. We have a ton of playmakers, a lot of a good mix of great experience with great leadership and a lot of young guys that are really, doing some really good things. So the future's bright. We got to continue to, continue to evaluate and get the right fits into our program and continue to develop. But I like exactly where we're sitting today.
You mentioned before how fast the last couple weeks have gone. Before that, the uncertainty. What was your outlook for 2024 before this opportunity was on the table?
I felt like taking this year off is the best thing for me, just and my family. After the last 7 years as a head coach, allowed me to take a deep breath and sit back and evaluate myself and see the. It's always good to look in the mirror, see the good things and the bad, and some things you need to change or some things you need to grow or evolve in. And so, and then also getting a deep breath. Like I said, at that position, being the head coach, there's a lot on your plate. And so it's been great. It's been refreshing. But after this year, there was no doubt I was ready to get back on the field and hopefully become a coordinator again. Is what I was looking forward to doing.
Where were the two solo stops you said? You said the two where the staff was in place. I guess you said you get two solo stops.
Yeah, I went in Indiana and then North Carolina.
You mentioned the good and the bad after being a head coach. Do you lose confidence in yourself at all? Is there any time that you're questioning yourself after that?
No, I think you always have to self-evaluate, right? I think any successful person does, and that's whether it's after any football season or after a stop. I mean, I think it's not had nothing to do with the confidence aspect. It's great just to sit back and reflect, and it's like anyone. There's a lot of things that you felt like were going in the right direction, or things that were a positive part of how you were leading, how you were growing. But there's always things that you can get better at. There's always ways to grow and get better. And I think if you put your ego aside, and I think that's when you can learn and grow. I think sometimes when you get set in your ways and it gets a lot harder as you move forward, just because that's the way it's going to be. And so it's been awesome being around great coaches, and I've had great staffs. I've been a part of great staffs, and so again, you learn and grow. Each and every year is a little bit different. And just always trying to get a day better. Hopefully, that's what we're asking our players to do, and that's exactly what I want to do.